Hey guys, welcome back. I'm glad you're here again. I've got an updated review on the Charter's 1 gig internet service, and I've got some surprising results. So let's go ahead and check those out now. Alright guys, here are the results. This is the result from rerunning the internet speed test using Charter Spectrum speed test site. There it is, 791.2 megabytes per second and an upload of 30.7 megabytes per second. Wow. So maybe it was just too early to test the 1 gig internet service that Charter had installed that day. Maybe they didn't have time to get everything running correctly at the node for my service, but I felt like I owed Charter the benefit of the doubt, so I waited a little while, and it's been running at roughly close to 1 gig for about almost a week now. So, well, I think it might have been 6 days, but still, it's running a lot better, and I wanted to share the results. So here it is. Okay, now let's look at the Xfinity speed test. It was 815.3 megabytes per second and 30 megabytes per second. Of course, the Google speed test was definitely a lot slower, but that's okay. It seems to be typically slower on even a T3 connection. Now, the one that was surprising was this one from AT&T. I was rather confused by that. And of course, the Verizon one showed accurately 975 megabytes per second and 34 megabytes per second. Now, you didn't see me run these, so that's what I'm going to do really quickly. Again, I'm going to rerun the test live in front of you, so that way you can know. All right, so let's go ahead and click again. So we're going to notice I don't have the correct zip code for where I live. See if that plays a factor. 37397, because I live in Whittle, Tennessee. Okay, so let me update that really quickly. Alright guys, we're going to rerun these speed tests now in the video. That way you can see how it performs. So here we go. We're going to click and let's see what happens. Watch that megabytes per second climb. So it looks like it's hovering around 5, maybe up to 6, could go to 700 maybe. It looks like it's going to plateau around 630. So we've got 630.7 megabytes per second on the upload. At least this go around we do. And the upload here is around 35 megabytes per second, which is good. So I noticed that if you have more open tabs, it seems to run a little bit slower. So let's go ahead and test Xfinity now. Alright, Xfinity is taking off. Looks like we're getting in 6 and 5 and 7 and 9 and 400. So let's see what it clocks us at. Okay, it clocked us at 720.9. Much better in speed improvement there. So let's see how far we climbed. Did we get up to 35 megabytes per second or around 30? Alright, we get 28.8. Not bad. Of course, let's look at the Google speed test now. Google speed test is always slower than all the others. That's really slow. 3.7, 4. Wow, that one's just depressing. No way. Let's retry. Alright, there we go. Maybe something wrong with Google's speed test server, because that was horrendous. Usually it's like anywhere from, I was going to say like 180 to 250, but I got 152 that time. It looks like the only thing that Google is accurate about is the megabytes per second on the upload, which is kind of unusual. Alright, AT&T, of course you see that I reran this one. I got much higher this time. Let's test it again. Testing. Alright, let's watch this speed. Hopefully it'll get high. Oh, looks like we're in the 6s and 7s. Or following the 5s. So back to 7. Almost 8 there. 7 again. Looks like 733, man. Yeah, that's not bad. And considering that we've got open browsers and, you know, we're screen recording and everything, I guess that's not too bad. Checking the upload speed. Our upload speed should be around 30 to 35 megabytes per second. Looks like it is that. Wow, it jumped up to 42, 43, 37, 40. That's not too bad. That's pretty impressive, actually. 33. Like I told you, the technicians at Charter said expect around 30, 35 megabytes per second. And we got 36.8, not bad. So 733. So we definitely can tell that there has been some improvements in my area for the 1 gig service. So maybe. And if you notice, I reran this one. This one was a little bit lower than the other. So let's go ahead and refresh it and let it run again. Oh, all right, let's get started. Let's check it. Here we go. Verizon speed test. Yeah. Even though this is Verizon, you know, this speed test seems to take a little while. So maybe it's accurate. I don't know, but hopefully it is. So, all right. Ooh, man. Things that you got to try to talk about after a while. Man, does anybody still use Verizon? I don't know. Maybe everybody does. I don't know. I seem to I stick with Net 10, and I have a lot of friends that love Straight Talk. My son loves his AT&T service on his cell phone, so that's good. Don't worry, we're about done talking about nonsense. So let's see what we get here. Get close. All right, this speed test this time is around 600 megabytes per second, 596 actually, 34. So once again, Charter is improving, so not too bad. Now you can see from the results from the speed tests that there has been an improvement in my area for the 1 gig service. Now, it could have also been my fault because I tested pretty much the day that they installed it. Maybe they didn't have all their ducks in a row. Maybe everything wasn't updated at the node like I thought they said they had done. So, just in case, that's the reason why I ran this test again, to show you that Charter is improving it. I've been getting more consistent 900 megabytes per second and 800 megabytes per second on my download speeds from these speed tests. So I will say this, maybe, just maybe, the screen recording, having all the extra open tabs does slow down the speed test a little bit, because some of the speed tests said that if you've got tabs open, it very well may hinder the results. So, but we can also clearly see that there has been a steady improvement in the megabytes per second. But we can say this, your upload speed pretty much seems to be locked in around 30 to 35 megabytes per second. So that we can say safely. So, alright guys, I hope you found this video informative and helpful on the status update on the 1 gig internet service provided by Charter. Alright guys, y'all have a good one.